Yee-haw, get along, little doggies, more crooked than a country road. Knee-high to a grasshopper. What's going on, you crazy cats? Welcome to another episode of Funboxing. We got an extra fun character for Funboxing today. Bam! We got Wild Bill. I'm fired up for this bad boy. We got a cowboy that likes flying helicopters. It's going to be bananas, off the hook, off the wall, off the chain, under the table, under the weather, under the radar. Funboxing. Let's take a look at Wild Bill. All right, so before we slice and dice our friend open here, I just want to give you another look at the card art. I realize that the guy who did the original card art for the toys, the vintage in the 80s, Hector Garrido, I believe his name was, passed away recently, and that is unfortunate. And I know this is not Hector Garrido artwork. It's kind of a copy or not quite a reproduction, but they're just trying to imitate it as best they could. But, I always thought it just looked great anyway, even though I know it's not exactly the original. And here you see on the back, these are all the other guys you can buy. I'm sure that I think Wild Bill was an 84 guy. That, yeah, you wouldn't have seen these characters exactly on the back, but that's pretty much what it looks like. Here's all the other people you can buy. No flag points this time around. Those are long gone. And we will be taking a look at his, what do you call these things? Goodness, I've only seen 1,000 of these. File cards. Oh, good gravy. Okay. And there's Wild Bill. He is out. He is free. He is roaming the countryside. First things first, it's so petty and I don't care. I get this out of the way. I got 2 pegs on my figure stand so he doesn't walk with a limp. I absolutely love that. And I do find when you have 1 peg on these stands for, there we go, for the modern figures, like with my Cobra Commanders, one leg always becomes loose and the pegs tend to wear down, so maybe the foot opens up a bit so the things slide off if you pick up the figure. Drives me absolutely bananas. Little things, though, to get you going. And either way, this figure perfectly captures the character of AGI Joe while giving him a very distinct look that no one can replicate. Yeah, a little bit of a stereotype, West Texas. He'll be the cowboy, but he's the cowboy who flies, and he's just so enthusiastic. When you see Wild Bill, you hear the yee-haw. Like guess what's gonna happen? Something's getting blown up, and he's gonna be doing it. So he's got these 2 pistols with him. This is a great example of having not just a lot of accessories, the perfect accessories. We don't need a lot, we need the perfect accessories. He's got 2 pistols, obviously going in 2 holsters, one on each leg here, and the hat is removable. And I'm so glad the hat is removable, not just because I want to shove him in the vehicle right behind him. Come on, guy. But check out, he's got this awesome shock of red hair, rocking the stash like no other, cool guy shades. You can't get more cowboy. You can't get more sharpshooting, rooting to an outlaw than this bad boy. And we're talking about Wild Bill. The red hair, man, that just makes me a little bit jealous and yearning for yesteryear. But this is a guy who was 43 his whole life. Yeah, I love Wild Bill. I'll take him and turn him around just a little bit. He's got a fanny pack on backwards for whatever reason and a hole in his spine. I hope that doesn't hinder his ability to move. Take a look at his footwear. Of course, he's got some cowboy boots. Nothing too. They put the pants over him, not too overstated. They didn't get too carried away with his garb. Like maybe you could argue that they would have done that with Spirit. It's like, okay, no, we get it. We get his origin there, his ethnicity there. Then there's Wild Bill. So I'm gonna put his hat back on him here, and I love that the hat comes off again because they do such a great job on so many of the face sculpts for these modern guys, and that's perfect. And also in my adventures, when he gets knocked down, his hat will come off, and it looks like more is happening than it really is. So that these little things help me out. You can see him in front of the 83 hindquarters here. That's what I call it, because like hindquarters, like butt. LOL jokes, ha ha ha. And I use that in one of my stories up right now called Army Builders, so I definitely want you to check that out. And Wild Bill is going to join them, but I'm keeping this base together. But here is one of the reasons I got this figure, besides the character being awesome, is I really wanted to put him in this winterized Skyhawk. It's a Ghost Hawk. It came with a 50th anniversary wolf. So I'm going to take his pistols out there. If I put them in the side, they're just going to fall out. I'm taking his hat off, and here's our moment of truth. We are going to find out whether or not he fits in here. Because a lot of these modern vehicles, The figures don't really fit. I'm not sure if they made them a hair bigger like they did with the vintage to the modern figures, or if they just released these repainted old toys and didn't make them any bigger, so that, because I think there's a tough squeeze, and I know on the Wolf the pegs don't really match. So yeah, as you can see, he totally doesn't close, but he goes up farther than I thought he would. I know most of them, he has a little bit of room. Yeah, and that's about as much as it goes. So he's not 100% protected, but he does have great central air. I'm going to take him out. Actually, no, I'm going to leave him in. And you know what we're going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. It's fun boxing. Let's read a filed card, okay? Let's listen to me screw this up. Okay. We know Wild Bill. File name William B. Hardy. Well, that makes perfect sense. His primary specialty, helicopter pilot, secondary fixed wing, aircraft armorer. He's armoring the aircraft from Brady, Texas. I believe that's West Texas. I don't know how I know that. I was reading something on him. Let's read about him here. Wild Bill served as combat infantry. Come on, kids. Should have stayed in college. Should have gone to grad school. Wild Bill served as combat infantryman and participated in LRRF, long-range reconnaissance patrol operations during Southeast Asian missions. They don't want to say Vietnam. They mean Vietnam, but they don't like to say Vietnam. Re-enlisted for Flight Warrant Officer School and has since remained in service. Specialized training, classified, qualified expert, M1911A auto pistol, prefers single action 45 Colt revolvers, XM16 attack rifle. I know nothing about guns, and that description probably shows. There's a little quote, a little more about his personality than his expertise. Amiable and slow talking, fancies himself a country western singer. Totally honest in personal dealings, but not beyond spinning a tall tale for the amusement of comrades. That's a perfect G.I. Joe, because if you need comic relief, you can go to Wild Bill. If you need someone to be shot, you go to Wild Bill. You need the cavalry to come in. You see the vehicles entering the frame for when Cobra's been in charge and they've had Duke or Scarlet kidnapped or whatever for a little bit. When you see Wild Bill coming, you know Cobra's in some trouble. So, happy to add this guy to the collection and have him join his friends in the 83 hindquarters. I don't have a problem. I didn't expect this to close all the way with that, and I'm not crying about it. You know why? Because stuff's just cool sometimes, and Wild Bill is very cool. Yee!